Captain Kate McCue here at the Tangerine Table on the magic carpet on board Celebrity Beyond, and we are celebrating International Women's Day big style. I have brought together a team of incredible women to have a roundtable conversation and get to know a little bit more about how they ended up where they are. Jelena, can you just tell us, how'd you get here?
Yeah, it started 11 years ago. Wow. Actually, my dream was always, since I was a little kid, to travel. And you can always find me drawing the maps and with the atlas book in my hands and
like tracing the maps of where
everything. I knew all the capitals, all the oceans and the seas until age of 9.
You know, we could use you on the bridge.
Yeah, you don't need navigation.
And Liz, you're from Kenya, so you're on the water, right?
Yeah. So I come from an island called Mombasa. But if you told me if I was going to work on ships, I would tell you I have no idea. I just wanted to be different, and I would run around saying that, oh, I'll be the first female president of Kenya. Yeah.
I vote for you.
And then this came, and when I was starting, I just did not know I was the first.
And when you say the first, do you mean the first woman to go to sea? Do you mean the first woman on cruise ship?
In Kenya, I'm the first woman to hold, first and foremost, a chief officer license and master 3,000 gross tonnage. I'm the first woman to work in this position as a first officer in Kenya. I've just been someone with many firsts along the way.
What do you, Atziri, are you the first woman in your family to go to sea or to do the chef's position?
Yes, actually, I'm the first one also. So it was a challenge for me because when I was in my bachelor degree, one of my chefs was mentioned, oh, I worked in the cruise ship before, and it's something very difficult. Only for few people can survive, you know? So really, that brings my attention. I say, why? Why is so difficult?
Did that pique your interest? Kind of you like the challenge?
I love the challenges.
I think this is actually a really great representation of what we have on board as far as, well, one, diversity, which Celebrity champions, to also, I mean, we're sitting here, Serbia, Kenya, United States, and Mexico. And one of the things that I think makes working on board the ships so wonderful is we're basically the world at your service. Liz, is there someone that was instrumental in your success, someone that guided you kind of along the way?
So I would say my dad has really played a major role in my success. He came from very humble beginnings. And when I mean humble beginnings, he came from extreme poverty, whereby they would do things like they didn't have uniforms in the family to go to school. So they will switch today, I'll go to school, his brother will go the next day, and things like that. And he made a pact with himself that his kids will never live like that, and he will work so hard such that he gets his mother out of that poverty. And even as I decided to do what I was doing, and everyone was telling him, you want your daughter to go to sea and to do all these things, and he said to me, he told me, just ignore the background noise. I'm telling you, you can do this. You can do anything you want to do.
As you say, all the fathers are an important part in our lives. With my father, first, he loves the sea. No, he passed away already a long time ago. And one of his bucket list, it was to visit Jerusalem. So in this journey in Celebrity, I was able to finish his journey.
And what did you do when you got to Jerusalem?
Oh my gosh, I bring one picture of him.
Yeah.
You know, because something to remind him, right? So I bring his picture and I say to myself, Father, you make it. Yes. Yeah, so it's something very important for me, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so all the fathers have something, a touch for all of us, I believe.
The reason that I'm here, my dad, I went on a cruise when I was 12 years old, and we got off the ship, we were packing the car to drive home, and I said to my dad, I know what I want to be when I grow up. And he said, what's that? I said, you know the person that plans all the fun events on board the ship? Dad said, the cruise director? I said, yeah, I want to be the cruise director. And he said, well, you can do anything you want, including drive the thing. And honestly, when I was given this promotion to captain, my dad, I mean, my parents, both of them, but my dad was the one that came to mind. And I asked Lisa Lutoff-Perlo, our president and CEO, can I tell my dad on Father's Day? Because it was kind of a top secret. And I'm forever grateful for that opportunity because, I think for our dads to see us succeed, or our parents and our families to see us succeed, it's also a testament to them, and we're living their legacy, and I think it's really, really fantastic. Jelena, how did you get to the position you are now?
I came on the ship as a bar server, and after 3 months, I addressed my supervisor at that time that I would be interested to learn about wine. And this is wonderful about Celebrity because they really invest in your knowledge. They organize the trainings for us. We visit many wineries. Many winemakers were coming on board doing tasting with us. So in just next contract, I was sommelier already.
What about you, Atziri? Is there a mentor that you've had in this industry that's kind of pushed you in the right direction and is always behind you as your cheerleader?
Yes. Well, actually, I've been working with a lot of chefs which show me and teach me different things. Mm-hmm. But I can say one of the corporate traveling pastry chefs, Chef Rudolph, he always pushed me and bring me to the limit to get the best of me. So I am here also because of him.
And your goal is to continue to work your way up, or what is the ultimate goal for you right now?
Well, I can be also like F&B director. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I first I need to be executive chef. The sky is the limit.
Exactly.
I feel that in Celebrity, there's no limit for us. I feel all the support. We can do anything we want. We can be captain.
Yeah. Of course you can. I'm going to turn that back over to Liz because, Liz, to be a captain, that's the highest honor you can have on the ship. What is your dream?
Wow, what is my dream? Mm-hmm. I think I dream to be the change. And if it means me being a captain, then that is where I'm aiming at. I really have to say, captain taught us one thing.
Many. Just one? I gotta get to work.
Can I sign up now? I have to go. Many things she has taught us, but the one thing that I feel has translated all the way down to everyone on board, the 1,400 we have on board, is that she always says we need to bring a piece of us inside. So many people get scared of doing things their way. And you have taught us that vulnerability is what makes us make this place a place where we work just like a family, a team player, and people who work under you feel like they're really a part of the team because you have allowed us to bring a piece of ourselves in the job that we do.
If you had to give yourself, your younger self, some advice, what would it be?
Come to ship earlier.
What's that?
Straight after high school.
Don't waste time. Get straight into it.
That would be my tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even I didn't know much about marine life. And if I knew when I finished high school, I would finish marine college. But I didn't know much about it.
What about you, Liz?
I think what I would advise my younger self, other than don't sweat the small things, is don't bury yourself in the darkness for too long. Mm. If something that doesn't go right for you, don't sit in it for too long, It's tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day, and that's done, out, move on.
I will say, be yourself, trust in yourself, and even you are surrounded by people who is telling you this is wrong, if you feel that this is right, you go for it.
Follow your gut.
Follow your gut.
Yeah.
Yes.
The be yourself is probably my advice to my younger self as well. And that was something that I figured out when I became a staff captain. They sent us to psychological evaluation in Sweden, where you go through this series of tests. And at the end of the test, they sit you down across the table and go through the results. And the gentleman that sat across from me said everything was great. Everything you passed with flying colors. But, and that's when you go, oh my gosh, what's coming? He said, I find you tend to smile too much. And I thought, okay, well, if that's going to be my flaw, I'll take that all day long. I went home. I told my friends. I told my family. They said, you didn't have to go all the way to Sweden. We could have told you for free. But it wasn't until I was leaving the house to take over as captain with Celebrity Cruises where my husband reminded me of that conversation. And coming into a new company, because I was coming from our sister brand, into a new position, working with people I'd never worked with before, on a ship I'd never even been, all I wanted was to be taken seriously because coming into all this newness. But for the first 2 weeks during my familiarization, all I could think about was don't smile, don't smile, don't smile. But when you've wanted something so badly since you were 12 years old and now all of your dreams have come true, you can't help but smile. So I said, after 2 weeks, thought it, I'm going to be me. And honestly, that was such an eye-opening moment because you give up trying to be somebody you're not for who you are inside.
Yes.
And it has been smooth sailing ever since then. So, ladies, I wanted to thank you for joining us at our Tangerine Table Talk today. And going forward, I wish you all the best of luck, big things in your future. And to everyone out there, thank you. We'll see you around the ship. Based on our conversation, just this small conversation that we've had now, could you guess what type of wine we are?
Oh my goodness. You're some Pinot Noir. Elegant
Pinot Noir?
Some elegant Pinot.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. What
You're
about?
some fruity Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes. There you go.
Okay. What's
And
the
you're
salty?
some bold Cabernet.
Ooh, bold cab. Bold cab. What about bubbles? Bubbles go good with
Bubbles
everything,
are
right?
for all of us.
For all of us.
All of us.
Okay.
Yes.
That's sparkly conversation.
Right. Totally right.
Sparkly personality.